Let's go live. Let's see how this works. Okay. I think we are live on GunTube and YouTube. How about that? So we're going to give the GunTube update, the Indiegogo update, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the software we've been working on. Primarily getting the prototype to stream straight to YouTube, because before it wouldn't do it because it's old hardware, and I thought it was old, but I redid some settings and apparently it just worked. And it doesn't work very well, but it works. So we're gonna test it out for a little bit, see how that works, and go from there.
Yeah, I'm not seeing this being live over on YouTube.
Are you watching the live page?
No,
hello.
It's not saying you want live at all.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I never got no notifications or anything.
Well, do you have notifications turned on?
Yes, and I also look at your channel and it's not showing it.
What channel is it on?
It's on the GunTube channel.
Oh, it's on GunTube channel. Okay. Let me check. Let me look at GunTube. That might be.
It says it's live. Oh, well, I guess we're experiencing technical difficulties, so just bear with us while we.
I found the problem. Stupid YouTube wants me to do GunTube channel. That's the problem.
Okay, so we're live.
Yep.
All right.
Yep, you're live.
All right, so we are currently streaming straight from the GunTube servers straight to YouTube. We're not using any middleman service like StreamYard or Discord or anything. This is all on GunTube's hardware right now currently, and it's a proof of concept. It is not 100%, and that is why we're running the Indiegogo campaign to make it 100%. Okay? So I just wanted to let everyone know where we're at with the Indiegogo campaign, where we're going, and answer any questions, comments or suggestions that it might be out there for GunTube. All right. So let me get these set up. Here we go. There's the link. Let me put that link out there for everyone. There is the Indiegogo campaign. Not everyone has been receptive on it, but again, who cares about the naysayers? So, let's screen share for a little bit. All right, let me present GunTube. There we go. That works. So, wait for it to catch up. But, right now we are at $902 for the Indiegogo campaign. We have 24 backers. We have 22 days left. We have gotten further than I thought we would. I didn't think we'd get this far, but I'm pleasantly surprised and happy and motivated to do more. So, again, I'm kind of hoping we can hit some of these stretch goals, but if we can't, that's okay. I mean, there's just stretch goals. But, we're going to honor all the perks. We're gonna honor, do what we can with what we get, and we will move on and continue. And we're trying to make GunTube bigger and better. So, I do have a line on T-shirts. I'm not doing white T-shirts. I'm gonna do GunTube. They're gonna be black T-shirts. I've already contacted a couple companies and gotten some quotes, and I've chosen one. So we're going to go with that. It's just going to be the same thing that I've been wearing. It's just going to be a black T-shirt instead because it looks better. Because it doesn't really look nice on white, especially if you get that white shirt dirty, because then you'll never get the stains out.
Yeah,
Because it's white.
If they don't like it, they can just blame me because we were talking about that the other night. And I'm one, and I said make it black, so they can just blame me if they don't want a black shirt.
I could possibly get an orange one for Noxious One, but it would be obnoxious wine. So, who do we have with us in the chat right now? In the chat, in the GunTube chamber chat, we got Kingpin, who's just jumped in at the last minute. How's it going, Kingpin? I hear the clicky. All right, he's busy. So,
oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
The icon for mute is white. There's not. I was talking anyway. Thanks for having me, man.
No problem. And G-Webs is here. G-Webs, did you get back yet?
Yeah, I'm here. I had the same issue when I first got in here. It's kind of like you think it's muted, but it's the other way around.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a learning curve, but not too much. So, all right. Well,
0 says it's over.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Uh-oh, we lost him. Did it say the live stream is over? He's back. And he's got the logo. All right. All is better. Rich, you there?
Yep, I'm here. Hi, everybody.
Good. All right. So let's just jump straight in. As I said, we've reached $902. We have 24 backers, 22 days left. So what that means is, yes, I know the perks are set to go out in August, but because someone had asked me to extend the campaign, that means that just pushes back the time of which the perks get sent out. So they'll be sent out probably in September instead of August because of that situation. So I just want to I want to make that statement clear right now because there may be some people wondering why they're not getting their perks because of the dates. It's when you set a perk, they won't let you change the date of the perk after people have taken perks on Indiegogo. I don't know why that is. I don't know why they don't account for delays, but apparently they don't. So I just wanted to make that indication quite clear. So, what else? Yeah, I gotta post the link here. Where's the link for the? Here we go. Let everyone know everyone who's back in that we're live. Here, let's do that right now. Campaign editor, right? No updates. There we go. There we go. Let's see the magic working, and it happens. If it works. There we go. Okay. That's
Have you been
That's
sending out emails to try to get on people's shows, be a guest on people's shows, let them know about the deal?
I have. I've been sending emails out. I've also been asking all of my friends that do YouTube videos themselves if they could make a small plug video for the campaign. And a lot of them are working on making them and are doing it. I still have to get a certain ammo hoarder to help me out, but I may have to corner him and get him on the spot on that one. But why is it doing that?
Don't put it in there twice, just put it in there once.
I know. I'm trying to put it in there once, but it shows up twice. It's like...
What are you trying to put in the embed? Just put the link right there. That works fine.
This is what I'm trying to do. There we go. Right.
So will this be able to just go live to GunTube and leave YouTube out of the picture and then render onto YouTube? Or I mean on the GunTube?
Eventually, yes. Right now, straight to YouTube until further notice, because I have to hire a programmer to go and change a couple settings for that to work for GunTube only. But right now, we want to stream to YouTube because we still get some form of exposure. Not a lot, but more so than we would live streaming to the proverbial echo chamber, as you would say. But again, it's in the works. But I need the additional programming and coding support in order to make it happen. And that's why we're doing this Indiegogo campaign, so we can get all of that knocked out at once instead of trying to figure it out as we go.
Well, wouldn't you want to have it stay streaming to YouTube as well as GunTube, as opposed to just having it stream on GunTube?
You want to keep it on YouTube right now because YouTube hasn't kicked anyone off entirely yet. They just said they're not going to do the Hangouts anymore. So we're doing our own Hangouts.
What about linking it over to let the live feed play on gun channels? That still works just like Hangouts does?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you just give them the link, and
you're an empire doesn't mean you have to be evil.
I'm not saying you do. Not saying you do, but
why am I getting this error?
Yeah, we're getting the error because it died on me because the hardware couldn't handle it.
Morlock was saying out in the YouTube chat that you were buffering real bad or breaking up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's on air though. It's still on air.
It's still on air now because I changed it to OBS because I had a backup plan. So we're back, kind of. So let me change my microphone so people don't get complained about it. So that's fine. So people don't get complained about it. So. All right, so I had to switch over to OBS because the hardware just couldn't support the Hangout. As I said, it's old hardware. I got it working with one or two people. I had to switch over to OBS because the hardware again just couldn't. I don't have the up-to-date hardware to run this stuff off of because you need very decent internet and you need a very decent hardware. Not stuff from 2007. That's for sure. Anyways, I'm I'm disappointed that it stopped in the midway. That's just
So, is there what is your estimated ceiling for having to replace? Say you get the servers you're looking for tomorrow, like
mm,
the top of the line, best thing you could ask for. How many years before you need to upgrade those, or is it months? I don't know how fast technology moves when it comes to computers like that. So, would it be? Would that last you 10 years? Would that last you a year?
it would last 3 or 4 years, and then I would just what we're looking at doing is we're not looking at buying the servers outright. We're looking at renting them. That way, you know, you rent the server. You don't have to worry about the server gets old. If the server gets old, you go and say, okay, the server's not working well. I want a different server, a newer one, and then the data center gives you a different one, a newer one.
Man, every so often the data servers will automatically update your servers as well.
Yeah,
So
and it just all depends on the service I use and the company I go with.
there's more to it than just that. His computers are old, but um, there's there's the hardware, then there's the software. So the internet's going to keep evolving and developing. So at some point, software needs to be changed, and then that can, have consequences to hardware. Hardware in his case is just old. So in order to use modern stuff, he just needs more useful hardware or whatever. But the other thing that's not you guys aren't talking about is scalability. So how long will it last? Theoretically, it might last 5 years, 6 years, whatever, before it needs to be physically upgraded again. However, if he grows in size 3 times, 7 times, 300 times, they'll need new hardware for that, and that will, not have anything to do with the software side of it as much as the capacity side and all that. So
Right,
there's a
and
lot
the
of
way this software is
variables.
designed, it's designed to scale up or scale, or if you have too much and you don't need it, you can scale down too. So that's the good part about this conferencing slash live streaming software. It's scalable.
Okay, so hardware is like your physical modem, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Software is the programs.
It's
right.
Yep.
yeah, it's the stuff you install via CD, floppy disk, if you remember those, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So
Hardware is just a bunch of resistors and
microchips.
wires and chips and stuff that are basically just on and off switches that get there's racks and racks and racks of on and off switches, and then software is telling the little dude inside of there which light switches to turn on and off. So you got a big room full of light switches, and our monitors are big giant displays of light bulbs in effect. So they go down there and do a bunch of complicated turn on and off light switches that create all the different magic we see on the screen. So that software, they might figure out a way to run, tell that guy to run through the room flipping lights and stuff, and then they figure out after years like, oh, there's a much more efficient way for that guy to do it, or maybe we use 2 guys, or maybe we use something else. They can you within the parameters of the hardware, software can grow and develop and be complex and simple and everything in between. And then software can evolve to where, like something like um, any of the satellites or stuff we stick on Mars, stuff that we just are never getting back. What they'll do is like crazy magic with like, originally it was designed to have one little guy running around turning off on and off light switches, and then they figure out, hey, if we cut that guy in half, now we have 2 little people running around turning on and off light switches. We can do a whole different group of work with this same hardware. So there's all kinds of magic they can do with software, and there's whole communities of people working on that in all different directions. And then at the same time, hardware is like kind of a dance between what that you might want that little guy to do and where you might want to put those light switches. And then there's also the aspect of hardware where they're like, hey, what if we put in a dimmer switch? Then you've got, instead of a 1 and 2 or an on and off, now you've got 800 levels between 1 and 2. Imagine what you could do with that amount of light switches, because that's
Exactly.
basically giving you a billion light switches instead of one. So there's the physical aspect of hardware, there's the capacity side of hardware, and then there's the innovation part of hardware. Some things get innovated, it takes them a minute or two to get established, but other things get innovated and it's obvious and things change immediately. When phones flipped to smartphones, they didn't really need much time on the clock to figure out smartphones were the way to go. So there's things like that'll happen. The equivalent of a flip phone to smartphone thing could happen to them, and then you would maybe go from computers to something else. There's going to be all kinds of changes as we keep going, but the hardware is simply the light switches, and then the software is how you tell that guy what dance you tell him to do, or how you choreograph his flipping them on and off. And really, when it gets down to it, that's literally all a computer is. Just a whole lot of switches. That's it.
It's amazing what you can do with computers.
Computers are super fast, but they only know on or off. That's it. They only know on or off. It's just that people have come up with amazing ways to figure out light switch routines and on and off, like lists of on and off that allow it to do amazing things. And when they talk about quantum computing, it's where you take the on-off switch, again, where you've got one or two, or I guess two options, off or on, and then they turn that into a dimmer switch. And now you've got 8 or 16 or 32 or some other number of increments between on or off that just takes it to, like they say, a quantum level. It exponentially gives you more options. And it's going to be neat to see how many different directions people are able to take that into.
Absolutely. So, well, I think that about wraps it up. Unless anyone has any comments or questions, you guys here or out there on the YouTube side, if you guys have anything, you just let us know. You can email us or post it out there on the YouTube side.
What's the latest update on the fundraising?
The latest is we're at, where is it? Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's change
90210.
this. 902, I think is.
I'm going to put a dime in there, so it'll be 90210.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not bad though. It was 8:37 last night.
Here.
Yeah.
Let's present this. There we go. We're at 902 right now with 24 backers and 22 days left. I'm extremely happy. So there's no downtrodden Night Strike or negative Night Strike. I am happy with anything we're getting right now. I am seriously happy. But again, I'm hoping. I'm really hoping we can get more. I'm gonna send more. I'm gonna send more. You know, plugs out to some of the other YouTubers, seeing if they can get me some more traction, and maybe I can twist Matt's arm to give me a shout out or something. But yeah, we're actually getting somewhere now, so I'm extremely happy. Yes, G.
I'm not used to having a button that makes you raise your hand.
Well, remember, if you're hosting the chat, you can make them raise their hand. So. There's that. So, you guys still there?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I'm not here anymore.
Okay, good. Then we can
Yeah. Yeah. The eraser head isn't here.
let's turn on to that.
The eraser's better than the one Budget had the other day, where it looked like somebody peed in Five Apes Robbie. I mean, he was all that was all kinds of angry looking Robbie-ish.
That eraser's happy because he was erasing gun laws.
Yeah.
All right. So there's no questions out there on YouTube, so I guess we're just gonna kill it and move on. All right. Thanks everyone for showing up. thanks guys for helping me test this. I am saddened that it died on me halfway through, but hey, that's what happens.
Yeah, that's why you test.
Exactly. That's why we test things. So back to the drawing board, trying to figure out why it stopped working. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. Remember, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, you can always email to us, info@guntube.org. And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye bye.
Later.
You should hook up a computer to your computer so the computer can tell the computer every time it messes up.
I,
Right, good
I
luck.
should.